So the method I'm going to choose is just a simple if-then statement. So if the user is valid, we can play the game. We can do all of this code down here. However, if the user is not valid, we're just going to exit the game. We could either choose exit 0 or just print out a nice message for them. So really we're here, we've validated the user. So I can then say if valid, meaning if it's true, then I'm going to indent this. So I need to generate the code. I need to generate the attempts. And when they finish the game, attempts tells me how many goes they had at it. I only want to do a saving of high scores if I play the game. If I don't play the game, I don't want that. So if I'm going to do high scores, I'm going to get the high score data. Now this is the only difference here, is that I gave it an actual value here, a string literal, and really what I want to do is to sort of have a variable for my item. So the variable for my item, I need the name and the number. Now if you remember, the number is the number of attempts, but it is an integer, it's not a string, so I'm going to have to convert it. So what I would need to do is have my name. Now I have a problem here, if you notice, because name is not being returned at all. Okay, so I'm going to have to change my code to get the username, this function, not inside validate user, but outside, and pass that data in. So there's one small problem that I've got to do, and pretty much do it straight away. So easy to do. All I need to do is type name equals get user, and when I validate the user, I'm also going to send in the name. So in my validate user, I'm going to send in the name, and I do not need to call this line. Okay, and that will keep the program exactly the same, but this time I've now got the name available to me so that I can make my high score. So that's going to be name plus turn it into a string, the attempts that were made. I can get rid of that string at the end there. Sorry, Ian. So now I've got the name, I've made the number of attempts into a string, I've joined them together, so my item should be there. However, if I was to run that now, you would notice that I would be getting the name like Jack and the number straight after it, no space. So I've got to add in that space. So I need to do plus and then put in a space. There are other ways of doing that, but that will do for what we're going to be doing. Then I need to insert the name into the right place, and then I need to write out my new high score table. So notice I didn't change any code, I just indented it. The only thing I've got now is if valid equals false, in other words, the user wasn't in the list of names, I need an else statement, else, just a simple print, and sorry, unknown user, and that's it. Then my program will stop. and hopefully my game's working. So the next thing I really need to do is test this out.